What if I told you that the single most important factor for a team's success isn't about talent or resources or even having a great idea? The research is pretty clear. It's something way more fundamental. It's trust. And the best part? It's not some kind of magic. It's a science. Today, we're unpacking the blueprint.
We've all been there, right? On a team where everything just clicks. The communication is effortless, the collaboration is smooth. But that feeling can seem so mysterious, almost impossible to bottle up and replicate on purpose. Well, the good news is, decades of research have given us a clear, actionable framework to understand and, more importantly, to actually build it. So, let's start with the foundation. Okay, first things first. Before we can even think about building, we have to know exactly what we're working with. So, what is trust really when we're talking about it in a team setting?
I know, that sounds a little academic, but it really boils down to two super important ideas. First, willingness to accept vulnerability. That just means you're putting something on the line. Could be your reputation, your time, you're part of a project, believing that your teammates have got your back. And second, positive expectations. This isn't just a blind leap of faith. It's a calculated belief that other people are going to act in a way you can count on.
Now, it turns out trust has two very distinct flavors. On one side, you've got cognitive trust. This is all about the head. It's your confidence in someone's skills. You're thinking, I trust Sarah to run the numbers because she's a total pro. Then on the other side, there's affective trust. That's the heart. This is all about the emotional connection. It sounds like, I trust Sarah because I know she genuinely cares about this team and our well-being. Now, in most teams at work, that head trust comes first. But let me tell you, the highest performing teams, they have both.
So this breaks down what our brains are constantly scanning for when we decide whether or not to trust someone. We're subconsciously asking three key questions. First, ability. Are they any good at what they do? Are they competent? Second, benevolence. Do they actually care about me and the team? And finally, integrity. Are they principled? Are they reliable? Real trustworthiness isn't just one of these things. It's a solid combination of all three. All right, let's see how all these pieces come together. Because trust in a team isn't just one single thing. It actually operates on two totally different levels, and figuring this out is absolutely critical for anyone trying to lead a team. So first up, you have interpersonal trust. This is the one-on-one stuff. It's the trust between you and one other specific team member. It's really just a web of two-person relationships. So you might trust Bob completely with a task, but maybe you're not so sure about Jane yet. But then you have collective team trust. This is a much bigger, shared belief that floats across the entire group. It's that overall feeling that, as a whole, we are reliable and we have each other's backs. It's not about individuals anymore. It's a group-level feeling.
And why does this distinction matter so much? Because, and this is a huge trap, a team can have a fantastic overall vibe, right? High collective trust. But that can be masking a really toxic, low-trust relationship between two key people. And that hidden friction, that imbalance, can silently sabotage entire projects. The real goal, the secret sauce, is getting both levels, the one-on-one and the collective, aligned and strong.
So we know trust has different parts and exists on different levels. But how does it actually get built? I mean, it doesn't just appear out of thin air. It turns out there's a pretty distinct construction process.
Trust usually emerges in a few stages. In a brand new team, you often start with what's called swift trust. You don't know each other from Adam, so you just trust the roles. She's the engineer, so I'm going to assume she can code. But over time, you build incremental trust. This is all about social exchange. You deliver for me, I deliver for you, and we slowly build up this bank of positive interactions. But the deepest level is transformational trust. This is where it's no longer just about competence, it's about a shared identity. You trust them because they're part of us.
Okay, so we've seen what trust is and how it forms. Now, let's put it all together. Let's assemble the complete blueprint, all the inputs and influences that can either supercharge or totally starve the trust-building process in any team.
The research shows a system with three distinct layers of influence, with each one feeding into the next. You've got factors at the individual level, the team level, and then the wider organizational context.
Layer 1 is all about the individuals. It starts with the truster. That's you, the person doing the trusting. Do you naturally tend to trust people, or are you more skeptical? Then there's the trustee, the other person, and your perception of their ability, their benevolence, and their integrity. And finally, your specific relationship history really matters. Have you worked well together before? Do you see them as similar to you? These individual perceptions are the absolute foundation everything else is built on.
Layer 2 zooms out to the team itself, because the team's design has a massive impact. How interdependent is your work? I mean, the more you really need each other to get things done, the more critical trust becomes. Is your team virtual? Because that requires way more intentional trust building. And a huge one is leadership. Does the leader walk the walk? Do they create a climate of psychological safety where it feels okay to be vulnerable?
And the final layer is the big picture, the organization itself. The company's structure, its HR policies, its overall culture, they all set the stage. You can have the best people and the best leader in the world, but if the company culture rewards cutthroat individual competition over collaboration, building team trust will always feel like you're fighting an uphill battle. So that's the blueprint, but why go to all this trouble? What's the real-world, measurable payoff for intentionally building a high-trust team? Let's take a look at the results. Look, this isn't just some nice, fuzzy, feel-good idea. It's backed by hard data. Study after study shows a clear, significant, and positive link. Teams that have higher levels of trust consistently outperform teams with low trust. It has a direct, measurable impact on the bottom line. End of story.
And the benefits go way beyond just performance. High-trust environments create more satisfied and more committed employees. People become much more willing to share what they know, which just fuels innovation and learning. They solve problems on their own instead of waiting to be told what to do. Honestly, building trust is one of the highest leverage things a team can possibly do.
So I'll leave you with this one thought. Every single team has a certain level of trust, whether you've thought about it or not. The question is, was that level created by accident, just a random mix of personalities and circumstances, or was it created by design, using a blueprint like the one we've just explored? That choice is yours, and it's a choice that can make all the difference.